Oh, they're mine.
Now, we've got lots of people here who have made up various parts of your life, including your lovely wife, Ingrid. Now, Ingrid, this man here, your man, is a workaholic?
Absolutely.
Fishaholic?
Oh, yes. Alcoholic? No.
It's unusual to be in the same room with him.
Oh, yes, this is a treat.
But there's about 10 yards between you, so that's okay. Now, you've got a big family. So how many children between you?
6. Yeah.
So really, in spite of the work and the fishing, there is a bit of a home.
Oh, he does love his home. He does love being home.
I enjoy being here. I'd like to do more, but it's just a compromise. And things have gone a bit silly the last... I mean, I've always been busy. And I've never really had a sort of career quiet time, really. But it has gone extra manic lately. But, I mean, they know it. And I just sort of try and compromise the best I can with them, really. They look all right, don't they? I mean, no, it's all right.
They're a lot like you, as we're about to learn. But you do get home occasionally. You get home, and also you get round to see your neighbours. You've got one of your, virtually your next door neighbour, Carol Brown's here.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The singing Malteser. Oh, my man.
Did you ever relax, Carol?
Well, I don't see him a lot, but I look forward to his visits and when I visit him, because he tells me all about his chaotic private life, which is, amazing. When you see him doing his job, where he's absolutely spot on. But outside of that, he kills me with telling me about all the things he gets up to in his private life, which is totally chaotic and amusing, and I'm laughing for hours when I'm with him. I'm always looking forward to hearing from him when he's around.
You said it's been particularly busy the last 2 years, obviously, because Millionaire started just over 2 years ago, didn't it?
Well, I was sort of winding down. I was sort of putting my feet up with it. I mean, Ingrid won't believe it, but I actually was. I mean, I do a 4-hour radio show every day before most people are sort of up, including my audience. No, I've done that for a long time. I've done it for about 14 years at Capital. But I was doing Tarrant on TV and stuff. I thought, this is fine. This is, very nice. And then this thing arrived called, at that stage, it was called Cash Mountain. And it had come from the radio. And I thought, oh, it sounds quite fun. And mates of mine were involved or whatever. And we sort of did a little pilot. I mean, 2 years later, it is now virtually #1 in 80 countries in the world. I mean, the things are Frankenstein. We created the monster. I love doing it. And then it's a shows. It's about these people. And you're doing it at home. The audience do it. And they're going, God, look at him. He seems so stupid, but suddenly he's done £16,000. He's not as daft as I thought. Go for it. Go. You've got a lifeline. I mean, all this. It's exactly what you do, isn't it? Exactly what happens. Exactly what happens.
Let's see a bit of Millionaire, shall we? The monster.
The monster. You just won £500,000.
Such a good presenter at what the show is supposed to be, because he puts a lot of pressure on you to make the final decision and stuff like that. Is that your final decision? Are you sure? Even if he knows whether it's right or not.
You just won.
Oh, I love Millionaire. It's another phenomenon. You've always got another phenomenon, just like Tiz was back then. Millionaire is now. You don't get too many of them in the trade, but Chris is being very cheap and kind of lucky, and a bit of luck as well.
You just won £1 million!
Okay, well, let's begin with Carol's account.
The sales.
Carol's a big river fan. Fishing is a big passion. Why?
It's all Dad's fault, actually. I mean, he dragged me off. I didn't want to go. I wanted to go train for him. He just always, my granddad, dad's dad fished and dad's fished, and so you just grew up and you immediately got a fishing rod and you went fishing.
And Dad's here, Basil. Your dad was a keen fisherman too, wasn't he?
Yes.
That's your granddad's family.
Yeah.
You're very close to your granddad.
Granny. He's lovely man. Yeah. Oh, bless. He was great. He used to just get me into trouble all the time. He used to say, "You're staying with your granddad. Don't worry about washing your uniform this weekend." He's lovely. I deeply miss him. He was granddad. He was also he's probably my best friend. Apart from my dad, he's probably my best friend for most of my sort of early life. And it's terrible when he died. I mean, it really upset me. The first real, confrontation I've had with someone I love dying. It was awful. It was just awful. I still think about granddad a lot. But he's just a wonderful, wonderful man. He taught me a lot about the country and fishing and everything. And although I spent most of my life working in London, really, I'm still basically a country bum.
When you carried on with your fishing, when you went to boarding school, you went to school in Worcester, do you remember a particular occasion when two of you went into a one-man kayak? And
yes, we went over the weir.
You went over the weir and you nearly drowned.
very nearly drowned.
You very nearly drowned. Well, that man you very nearly drowned.
He tried to kill me, the fool. I don't want to see him.
Please welcome Tony Andrews.
How funny. Imagine me and him in a little single canoe. So what, we went over the weir.
So what happened then, Tony? Tell us.
Well, it was a fishing expedition. We had a very old fishing rod, and he went in the front of this very small canoe with a very narrow cockpit, and I went in the back, and we went over the weir, and the river was in flood, and we capsized. And I got out quite quickly, but you were stuck.
You panicked, actually.
You panicked. He panicked.
I was being very
thrashing around with his arms like this on the surface of the water, and the canoe wanted to capsize completely and put his head under the water. And then there was a salmon fisherman on the far bank, and he aimed his spinner at us and hooked the canoe on his first cast and then reeled us in. Do you remember?
No. I just remember that I came up about, I don't know if you've ever seen the weir at Worcester. It's a huge weir, and it's seriously bad with the water, and it's just got all these great melting, boiling water and whatever. And he and I, and a pair of, 13, 14, we set over the top of this thing, did that, and I came up over 300 yards downstream, thinking, what was that all about? You know, it's only afterwards, as kids, you have no fear. It's only afterwards I thought, oh, that might have been a mistake. I mean, seriously, a definite death job, wasn't it?
It was.
We've got a photo of you in school, trying not to be different, obviously. The only person wearing a striped jacket.
Where am I? Oh, yeah. Look at you. You have big ears. You've done something. You have done that. You had great. Look at the great head. That does stand out a bit, that jacket.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Now, you had two parties really at that time, fishing and girls, correct? Well, I happen to know this because we've come across a diary of a young 15-year-old girl who knew you at that time. I'll just read a little
This is going to be something awful,
Oh,
Carol.
no, I'll just read a little snippet. He, that's you, said he quite fancied me. I don't think I fancy him, really. Anyway, I've got the other Chris tomorrow. I've got a photograph of that young lady here. Now then, do you know who it is?
I've never seen her for my life. No.
Oh, yes, you have.
I've never seen her dressed like that.
This is the girl that you last snogged in 1964. Please welcome Bab Honeybell.
Bab Honeybell. Bab Honeybell. I still love you, Bab. I still love you. Probably still looks a bit useful, isn't it, Bab? Bab Honeybell. Good night. Bab Honeybell.
Have a seat, Bab.
Please, a tip.
Oh, well, you started going out with him, Babs, and you were worried about your reputation, weren't you?
Yes, kissing on street corners in case anybody saw it. Yeah.
Could do a bit of a raver. I remember now. You were a bit of a raver. What? Oh, raver.
It's documented, you see.
And then you put me in the diary.
Yeah. He walked me to the top of the road when I was 50.
Oh, dear.
And then he slurped all over me.
What does it mean?
A passionate kiss.
Exactly. Well, I haven't really mastered tongues then. Because when you start kissing, you do this. You do I still do something. But I've learnt about them. Well, that's like 10 years ago. You know, apparently you're a bit of a destructor. And so she opened her mouth and I sort of nearly fell in. I was looking at the keys of it. But it was my first proper, on an onslaught. She got rid of me after that quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 2 days later, bored of Chris.
The technique, it was the slurping technique. It's a bit of a boring. It's unpleasant.
Well, thank you to all of your mates in the early days. Thank you very much indeed. We'll discover more about the private life
I'll
of
get you
Chris
fed up with this
Tarrant.
already.
But first a chance to see him as you may not have seen him before.
Sugar and spice and all things nice. That's what they always told me that little girls were made of. So what on earth happened to this one here? It's called... Build herself the wickedest woman in the world. And she's the British and European wrestling champion.
all grew up to be Royal Bank of Scotland customers. It suits Tom to bank here, whereas Dick prefers to bank here. And Harry? Well, Harry likes the benefits of banking here. The Royal Bank of Scotland, on the street, on the phone, online.
Happy Christmas. Thanks, Auntie. You don't want it, stop it. Here at Rocket Shop, there are thousands of things to spot. Get things you want for things you don't.
Here you go, Leanne.
Thanks. Rocket Shop, things you want for things you don't.
Prepare yourself for a powerful sensation. New Airways Soothing Action Honey and Lemon flavour. One chew releases a powerful mental action and instantly helps your throat to achieve. And the sensational effect really lasts and lasts. Original Airways vapor release for your nose and new Soothing Action Honey and Lemon for your throat. Airways, fast acting, long lasting, sensational.
Let the step-by-step art course show you how to become an artist. From handling a brush to painting a colour wash in easy-to-follow stages. Plus, get this superb art box free with issue 1. Issue by issue, build a complete set of art materials. The step-by-step art course brings out the artist in you.
£50 million knockout sale. Knockout savings on thousands of sofas and suites. This sofa weighs in at under £300.
Only $299.
These sofas, only $599 the pair.
Wicked combination.
These are $999 the pair. And get this matching luxury recliner free.
Up, out.
It's Land of Leather's £50 million knockout sale.
Hurry, you know what I mean?
At stores right across Scotland.
Judith Keppel changed her life by answering 15 questions.
You just won £1 million.
In an exclusive interview, she reveals how she did it.
Not a dream for anybody. And I don't think there's going to be a higher moment in my life.
Judith Keppel, millionaire. Hogmanay at 8.
I think his main quality is that he's a fantastic team leader. You may not like where he's going, but you'll follow him there, because it'll be interesting when you get there.
Welcome back to Stars in My Life. Tonight, it's the Chris Tarrant story.
Even though sometimes he's a little embarrassing father because he can act a fool, I'm still very proud of him.
But like you said, he's still on the radio in the morning. He presents such big TV shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And, you know, he probably attracts the biggest audience in the UK, without a shadow of a doubt.
And I'm feeling sort of thing for him as famous. It's just him. It's my son-in-law who makes me laugh.
So you've got lots of fans at different ages, different places. Your mother-in-law, Westlife, all sorts of different people. But
Westlife?
I know.
Thea, my daughter there, just the fact that I'm on the same show as Westlife, she will just sit there, Charlotte, look at her, she is their it's embarrassing, but she is their number one fan in the world. Her entire bedroom is just covered with pictures of Westlife.
And you're getting impressed with your dad now, don't you?
Oh.
Pardon? You get impressed with your dad now?
So whenever we go to like a part in the park, Capital Concert or whatever, it's like, Dad, can I just stand close to Westlife?
A bit like you with Babs Honeyberry.
All right, thank you. All right, he was bored with me by Wednesday. The slurping.
But before you got into telly, you tried lots of different jobs. You were security guard.
Security guard, I used to be a night security guard.
Selling beds.
No, I wasn't a night security guard selling beds. I used to work for Securitor. It's amazing how you remember things. You used to ring up every hour saying, yes, I'm still alive, otherwise the police would arrive in seconds or whatever. And he used to ring, hello, Tarrant here, number whatever I was, with me peak cap and whatever. And this voice would always say, Securitor, can we help you? Watchdogs of the nation, vigilant and valiant. Every hour on the hour. And I don't know how long ago it is since I did that. I mean, it's 30 years, but I still remember it now, this voice. I never met a woman. I didn't really want to.
You used to deliver lawnmowers, and then you became a teacher.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Why? What are you trying to say? Yes.
Well, you didn't like that very much, did
No,
you?
I was, it was just, I mean, it's just very rough. I mean, it's a really rough old part of East London, South East London. And the kids, I mean, it's not their fault, but they had finished with education by about the age of 10 in the main, and I got them about 14 and a half. And they really didn't want to know, and I got away with an awful lot by being 62.
Well, to find out more about your teaching skills, how good they were or not,
Or not.
please welcome another teacher
Oh,
who was
no.
there at that time with you, Richard Cleal.
Richard Cleal! He's got more hair now than he had then. It's seriously, it's like balls of billion ball. Look at that. What a success. Look. Oh, how funny. Yes. Yes.
He was naughty, wasn't it? Wasn't there some quiet teacher who came on a visit from Sri Lanka? What did you do to him?
Well, he was a very dignified gentleman. He would sit in the staff room rather remote and composed.
It was me.
No.
No, he was not. It's so funny to see you. This is Tamara Tutu.
Tamara Tutu. Yeah.
And he would sit there. Of course, all the other teachers are going berserk, you know. I've got 4D2 next day at my handbag last time. And Chris would creep into the staff room. There's this fellow drinking his tea. Chris would creep into the staff room, creep up behind him. I can need your ears.
I beg your pardon.
Grasp his ears and go. And Tamara Tutu, I'd forgotten about him. And there was no outraged sort of dignity or anything. He would sit there going, oh, yes, right. I think you Mr. Dear Kings there. Tamara Tutu.
You never quite grasped the principles of, trying to gain respect as a teacher, did you?
I thought I did, actually.
Oh, did you?
Well, I couldn't be entirely alone, but I thought I did, yes.
But how could you do that when you lived in a minivan outside the school? For
well,
how many months was it, Richard?
I think it's 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's getting very cold as well, by the way. Yeah. I think my post delivered, in the end, a great client was on the post office, delivered I remember now, the registration number was 161GLO, grey minivan. Yeah. And one morning, literally the window was covered in frost, there was a knock on the front, Mr. Tarrant, 3 letters. 161GLO, Sprules Road. Why the kids nicked me number plate?
You thought you might like that?
Well, where's the rest of the card on, Carol? Thank you.
Well, we enjoyed those revelations.
Yes, we enjoyed them so much. I've been doing it for about 40 years. The headmaster.
So they had a lot of you in teaching, you left
Well,
that.
apparently, I
Yeah.
thought I was doing rather well until he came on.
But that is what he wanted to tell you. I can't believe this. Chris Tarrant became a civil servant.
I was.
And then you wrote letters, didn't you? To
I wrote letters to everybody in the world. I wrote this ridiculous letter. I literally those days, when you sat down with your pen and I sent it to every television company. And for some reason, in the moment of Infinite Madness, ITV in Birmingham invited me, I think it's just for an interview, to go and sort of have a look at what sort of person wrote this letter.
But it was at ITV, where you were given the show that took you into all of our living rooms, the great Tiswell.
Top show, good fun.
You know, I think people started that whole sort of crazy mayhem, anything could happen type of vibe. And, you know, when we first started this show, that's the sense we wanted to bring to it.
Excuse me, quick.
I don't know whether we knew we were changing the face of children's television at the time. I think we knew that we were working very hard. I think it's something like 33 programmes a year, and it was crazy. He'd just stop and he'd get up from the desk and he'd walk around and he'd go upstairs and he'd go in an office and come out, and it was very, very good. As skilled as any comic performance I would have thought.
No wonder Noel ever did that at work.
Well, we've just seen Lenny Henry. Let's meet the rest of the Tiswell team. John Gorman, Bob Carroll, Stick the Dog, and Sally James.
Thanks for dressing up, John. Who's talking is the only person I know. Unless I know that makes all the soup like they bought from the charity shop. It's fine now.
Hey, smart now.
£3.50, not bad.
Same as the jacket, I think, for 4 years.
Oh, as long as that. That's funny, but that no jacket.
Slightly different. Grunge, baked beans, clams, mess, hangovers. Hang on, just let's clear that up. All of those first things, yes. Hangovers, not me. Oh, no. Right, who's bored?
Oh, hardly.
Frank Carson used to turn up on your show and invite him, didn't he? All the time.
I never booked him ever, actually.
No,
He was all right.
we didn't invite him either. Well, I can believe that. I can believe it.
Yes, I actually flew from Belfast, came into the show, and my wife had bought me this magnificent overcoat for 120 quid.
You've never spent 120 quid in your lifetime.
I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, boys and girls, now the show really begins. I'm sorry I'm late. And he and the Henry fella said, we don't like people who are late. And with these buckets of grunge, woof! Hope was right the 11th time.
Him, you sit.
I did tell you a little tale about Tarrant. Now the others about that. No, it's not true. He's a very, very talented man. And a very nice man. Except when it comes to technical things. When you've been in his car, and all the windows are jammed shut, the electric windows are jammed shut, it's summer, and the heating is jammed on full, and all the maggots start
We didn't have him in his mouth to keep it.
No, I didn't. And all these maggots started hatching out, so there's blue bottles of flies full of the car. We're doing 70 miles an hour, but quick as a flash, he thinks, I know what I'll do. He changes his feet on the accelerator, opens the door with his foot like that, and they're all sucked out. It did work.
You are big mates, aren't you? I mean, he's complained already that nobody's come on and said, I'm going to say something nice.
Try to keep it down to about 25 minutes.
Okay, I will.
I've been really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you? Okay. About 10 years ago, my husband had to have a huge operation on his kidney. And Chris knew I was really worried about it. And he rang me during the day and he said, are you okay? And I said, well, I'm really worried. And I said, but the surgeon's going to ring me when the operation's over. And he said, well, ring me. As soon as you hear it, ring me. I'm thinking about you. And the guy didn't ring me until 12:30 to say that Mike was okay. And I thought, I better not ring him, to get up at about 4 a.m. or something. And I thought, oh, well, I'd better. And so I did. And he picked up the phone, and the first thing he said, I've been waiting for your call, how is you? And I just thought that was very kind, and I probably never said that to you, and I appreciate that you did that. You're very kind. And then 2 days later, we went to visit Mountain Hospital, and he said, and I said, well, I'll be there about an hour later. I got there, and he tried Mike out of bed. I said, what on earth are you doing? He said, well, I've had a much tougher day than you. Now there's one part of the Tiswas team. You haven't met the Phantom Flan Flinger.
Oh.
Now, big television secret. He is the Phantom Flan
Nobody
Flinger.
knows. Nobody knows.
You don't know, he had a mask on.
Oh! And reveal yourself, Phantom Flan Flinger, for the first time on television.
What happened to a nice quiet moment of tribute? I think it'll be the goal a bit quick. That is him. We might as well reveal it now.
Yeah,
That is
no,
him.
I think we have. And that makes up the full Tiswas team.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tiswas team.
Thank you, Tiswas team. That's another beautiful fight.
At Scottish Power, we've low prices always.
Like this Sharp CD mini system for only £99.99. Knockout value from Scottish Power.
You're not my bank manager anymore.
Oh, yes. The Abbey National Bank account. Easy, peasy, lemon squeezy.
I've kept some of your old bank statements.
Brian, please. I'll write to you. Harry, it's a good nice conversation now.
Nick, didn't expect you back for ages. I heard you were dying of flu.
I was. More to the point, what are you doing with this?
Well, pal, with you not around, the merger was going to go down the pan, wasn't it?
Actually, pal, it wasn't. It's sorted. I spoke to them yesterday, they're signing today.
But you were ill, how come?
Lemsip Max Strength. This was the men from the boys.
Lemsip Max Strength. Hard-working medicine because life doesn't stop.
Could I have a,
Starting Wednesday, it's buy one, get one free week at McDonald's.
I only wanted one.
It's buy one, get one free, sir.
All right, excellent. Hi. Could I have a,
Starting Wednesday, it's buy one, get one free week at McDonald's.
I only wanted one.
It's buy one, get one free, sir.
All right, excellent.
Well, let's do what's up here. B&Q has low prices all the time, like this Performance Powers pressure washer for only £49. You've got low prices permanently.
Magnus can help you turn a space into a place for less, because our half-price sale is now on with an extra 10% off sale prices for a limited period only.
Nice to see you all again. There you go. Hey then, how you doing? What can I get you?
Sing again, please.
A couple of things. Really? It's a bit about half night, eh? Oh, you been needing a tray for that, love? Ah, well, a little drink never hurt anyone now, did it? Aye, certainly. Is that a bottle or a glass? So boys, another round, eh? Regular first love. I'll be with you in a minute.
How do you solve a murder with no forensics, no DNA testing, and no fingerprinting? 140 years ago, it took exceptional detective skills even by today's standards. Morse rewrites the history book in The Wanted Dead. Hogmanay at 8:30.
Well, we did.
To adult television, when all of you launched the late night show Over the Top, OTT.
I want to bang the egg.
So much outrage about that, you know.
There was.
Outrage about that.
About that
Switchboard
balloon act.
jam complaint. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, huge outrage.
You've become a huge star, haven't you, on TIS was, and then OTT, and then, you know, there was an awful lot in the press before it started. And then you weren't on national television for quite some time, were you?
I never stopped working. I mean, I kept ducking and diving. Really. I mean, I did all sorts of things. I worked for the BBC for a while. But there was a period then when Dad and Mum were incredibly supportive. I thought, well, it might all dry out. But I've had a good time, you know. I've had so many laughs in my life. I mean, you've seen this lot. I mean, I've met so many great friends on television. You know, behind the scenes, I've made so many friends. I mean, I've had a brilliant life. I've been very lucky. I've really enjoyed my career.
You eventually joined TVAM.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The
Where
Roland
you
Rat.
not only Roland Rat, you also met Ingrid.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Of course, yes. Ingrid, of course, was foremost in my mind. Sorry.
No, Ingrid, you do buy each other little presents, don't you, Kate?
Oh, yeah, no, we are very romantic. We do buy each other little presents and everything, and birthdays and Christmas are always great fun, but actually it's quite boring buying for Chris, because it's always fitting, and it's so predictable. So a couple of years ago, I thought, well, I'll just make it a little bit more exciting, and I bought these fabulous bouncy boots.
Bouncy boots?
Yeah, bouncy boots. You just put them on and you just bedoin
Oh,
absolutely
lovely. What a great
everywhere.
idea for a present, dear. We've got these boots on and going, oh, they're fun, dear. So I did a few sort of practice bounces.
Yeah.
I mean, that was about it. You couldn't do much. And then the family were around, mother-in-law was there, the whole family, kids around, whatever. I just thought I did an extra swing, fell over in the middle of my own birthday party and broke my leg. Oh, Rick Davis told me his daddies. Oh, I was in class for 2 months. Oh, it's funny, that's just so you're mad, woman, that's so funny. What happened to you? No, it only happened to me because I'm embarrassing you.
Wonderful, your man.
Did you come and live in your house?
Not with all those children, though. That's for sure.
Been married long.
Now, it's wonderful for you because you've got these long-running programmes now. You've got the Capital Radio Breakfast programme. You've got Tarrant on TV, who's been running over 10 years now.
It's about 10 years, yeah. I think it was from Clive Jones.
And Big Millionaire. And all of that combined, really, is what gave you the opportunity to go on stage to get your award from Trevor McDonald this year, the National TV Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Special Recognition Award goes to Chris Tarrant. Phantom, I'll give you McDonald. Go on. Oh, go on, hit me with it.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Absolutely amazing. I had no idea. I mean, I hadn't expected. You know, people say, oh, you knew. I hadn't. You do not expect your father at the age of 80 to come on the stage of the Royal Albert Hall dressed as the Phantom Flansley. I mean, no wonder I'm peculiar. God, what chance? It was an amazing moment. I mean, It was a real sort of tear to my eyes. It was
you could tell that.
And then when I got over the shock, it was like, it was me and my dad who'd been best friends for so many years, and just looking at this. I mean, this is not some sort of little working man's club around the back of Birmingham. This is the Royal Albert Hall, and Dad and I looking at this huge audience in the boxes, all standing up and cheering away. It was fantastic, man. Absolutely, I feel very proud. I sort of felt proud of both of us. It was amazing.
You loved it too, Basil, didn't you?
I was just so happy and so proud to be with him on the day of two big things. One, anniversary of his birthday, and secondly, to have got that award. It was a great time, and I'm delighted. And Ma and I are so very proud that he's now got a proper job.
It was amazing. It wasn't birthday as well. It was the best birthday of my life. I mean, it was just fantastic, man.
You love your work, but your passion is fishing. And we're just going to hear some tales from some riverbank friends.
25 years ago, I met C.P. on the banks of a reservoir just outside Birmingham. And he was a great help to me, an inspiration, in 1988 when I had a light aircraft crash and was hospitalised with a broken spine for nearly 12 months. He dropped everything that he was doing, was at my bedside, and said, I'll always be there for you, you've got a lot of fishing to do. We've been great friends ever since, and he's genuinely one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life.
I too met Chris over 25 years ago at the side of a lake in Northamptonshire. I had no idea what he did. He was just a guy I met fishing. But we've been friends ever since. And then last year we discovered my lady had cancer, and we decided to get married. And I rang Chris on a Monday morning, and on Thursday he abandoned his trip to Norway, came to Warwick Hospital, and was my best man. He's been a great mate.
Let the world decide.
Well, it's time to welcome Dennis Akerman, and with him the friend Chris, who you haven't seen walking without a stick since 12 years ago when he had his accident. It's his first time tonight for you. It's Nick Farrell.
You know me so sloppy. Clean.
Now, you've known him for 25 years. Has he changed?
No, the great thing with Chris is despite all his success, he's totally unspoiled. He's still exactly the same lunatic that I met.
Thank you. So well for a second. Really a tribute.
Did you agree, Nick?
Well, I would indeed, because when I came out of hospital, as a matter of fact, Chris invited me straight to his home with Ingrid, which I'll never forget. And at that time, I couldn't walk at all. And I was in a wheelchair, and here he is pushing me around. I looked like E.T. with this cellular blanket over me, with Chris and Ingrid on each side of this wheelchair pushing me around.
Well, it's lovely to meet you two. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you too.
Thanks, Dave. Lovely to meet you. How lovely to meet you.
Well, we've heard about your granddad Stanley being a fisherman.
Stanley Charles.
Your dad, Basil, and you, and there's one more fisherman, the youngest of all in your family. Who is that?
Little Toad.
Yeah, Toby, I want to hear more about your fishing tales. Will you come and bring the Von Tarrant family with you?
Bless you. Where are you going to sit then? Consider my new, where are you going to be?
Now then, you first went fishing how long ago?
I think it was about when I was 7.
Yeah, and what did you catch, Toby?
I just got little and like perch.
Yeah. And you caught a big fish too. What's that?
Pike.
And how much did that pike weigh?
£21.
Oh,
His first fish, his first real proper fish, was a £21 pike.
It's
unbearable. It's unbearable. It's almost put it out of perspective for him. You know, anything smaller than, it's only a £15 a day. You think, get real, boy.
It's wonderful that you're carrying on in your dad's footsteps. But Chris, you know, we've heard lots of people saying how you're the rebel. And it's interesting to see and to meet your family, because we've got a big surprise for you.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
You know, you said they're going to do something.
Yeah.
Well, Thea here has got something that, well, it happened about 2 months ago, and you don't know about it. But Thea, will you reveal all?
Excellent, thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you for being a star in our lives.
And at 8 o'clock tonight, we meet Chris Tarrant's first £1 million winner, Judith Keppel. And next week is in for a strange new year with more company than she expected in Coronation Street.
Enjoy the New Year entertainment with Toyota Prius, the world's first production hybrid car.